Hi everyone. Ready to stretch it out on this beautiful Thursday? I hope so. We're going to start with our feet today. We're going to kind of go opposite of what I normally do. And I'm in a different room, as you can see. And I've got one assistant right here, Bella. There's another one just off screen right here, Minnie, that you can't see, but I won't be surprised if she joins at some point. So let's start with our feet. I want you to pick up your right foot, use something for balance if you need to. We're just gonna point and flex, point and flex. We're just gonna do this for just a little bit. And now in a circle with your foot. And reverse. Let's switch feet. So first we're gonna point and flex. And circle your feet. And there she is, doing a little down dog. And reverse your circle. All right, now both feet on the floor, and I want you to go onto the side of your foot. So kind of roll to the outer part, and you'll feel this stretch in your foot, but then it'll also start going right through here. And now roll in. And other side. Roll out. And roll in. I'm going to take your right foot and you're going to come up onto that toe and push your knee forward and down. Stretching out the bottom of the foot, stretching out your toes. And go ahead and switch. One more, we're going to move up into our calf. So it's a bit like a lunge, one leg forward, and you got that one leg back. So I want you to sink your hip back a bit so you really feel that stretch in your calf. So your toes, I'll show you, I'm sorry, your heel is flat in the back. Really feel that stretch all the way through your calf. And switch. All right, release. So we're gonna continue moving up our body. So next we're gonna get the hamstrings. So first we're gonna come to the floor and just put one leg out and reach for the toe. Starting to get warmed up. Now, to try to get a little bit deeper in that stretch, we can lift our arms up and over. Release. Let's switch sides. So bring one foot in, bring that other one out. We're going to reach for our toes. And if you're ready, get a little bit deeper in it. Arm up and over. And we can start getting that upper body involved as well. You're going to see today we're going to come up. So we started with our feet, and we're going to keep coming up our body, and we're going to end with our head and neck today, which is usually where I start, but you know, I like to keep it interesting, so we're going to do a little bit differently today. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to turn the light on. Now you guys will be able to see a little bit better, even though I have a little bit of a glow right there. I think it's still better. So next for the hamstring, deep breath in, exhale, and forward fold. I'll turn to the side so you can see well. You can let that head hang, and we'll stay here for a moment. You straighten out wherever you can. It's okay if you're not touching the floor, as long as you're feeling that stretch right here, back of your legs, but especially in your hamstring. Let's go over to the right. And to the left. And slowly roll up. This time, we're going to breathe in and out and go again. And I want you to try to get a little bit deeper into the stretch this time. So deep breath in. Exhale, fold over, and really reach for that floor. Good. Now slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Whew. All right, let me check my notes. What are we doing next? Next, we're going to do our quads. So first one, we're going to start on the floor. One knee down, one knee in front, and push forward into the front leg. And switch. All right, we're going to do a similar move, but see if we can get a little bit deeper in it. So one leg straight back, elbows down, and you're going to bring one foot up. Okay, so you might be up here. That's okay. That's totally fine. But if you can come down to your elbows, go ahead and come down to your elbows. And you just get your foot up as far as you're able to. And this one's interesting because you'll feel the stretch here. You're still getting your hamstrings a little bit, starting to get your glutes. You're going to feel it in your bottom leg as well. switch. If we were up like this, they would be calling it our spider lunge, right? We got that knee down in that stretch. Again, come down to your elbows if you can. I'm not as flexible on this side as my other one, so I can't on this side. That's okay. The point is to get that stretch in and feel relaxed, right? This is some time for ourselves. All right, release. We're gonna come back up to standing. And we're gonna get that old school quad stretch that we do almost every class, right? So grab a foot, grab onto something if you need to. I find that putting my knees together helps with my balance. And if you'd like extra, then come forward and reach. Let's switch. And forward. Release. Back down to the floor. And this is a transition stretch because we're gonna start to get our glutes involved and our hips involved, which is my next grouping as we're moving up our body. So you're gonna come down and push up into that bridge and hold. Really push it up through those heels. You'll feel the stretch right here in your quads, but you'll also start feeling it in your glutes. We're starting to engage them too. Everything's in a nice straight line. Notice how my knees, my hips, my shoulders, one line. A few more seconds. And release. Great job. Our next one is also on the floor. So I want you to cross one knee over the other to that figure four and bring the legs towards your chest. And switch. And release. Again, we're going to come down to our backs, but this time we're going to bring our knee, one knee at a time, pulling it towards our chest. Try not to put pressure directly on the knee, but you're kind of grabbing your shin and pulling towards you. And switch. And release. Ooh. Okay, flipping it over. We're gonna get into that pigeon, which is my favorite. So you're gonna put one leg down and try to get your shin parallel to a wall that's in front of you and then sink down. I feel this one in my glutes. How about you guys? And let's switch it. It's okay if you can't get your feet completely in that straight line, if they kind of tuck under you, that's okay. As long as you're feeling that stretch in your glutes and your hips, you're good. You can even sit up higher. That works too. All right, let's take it to a butterfly. So your feet, the bottoms of your feet are together. You want to keep your back up and straight as much as you can. And now let's take a deep breath in and come forward on that exhale. So out over your feet. And release. All right, moving up the body more. We're gonna start getting into our core and lower back, and then mid back, and so on and so on. So I want you to come onto your stomach and then up onto your elbows. And now let's push all the way up to our hands. And come to your knees. We're gonna round up to our cat position. And down. Up. And down. A couple more of these will do. Up. And down. Come to your feet and then find a piece of furniture to sit on. And all we're going to do here is bring our hands down to the floor and then put them behind our feet and let our heads hang. Release. Come on up back to your feet. And we're going to do a couple things for our torso. First one being deep breath in, and then stretch over to one side. And switch. Release to the floor. And we're going to do that T. So knees are up, then drop them to one side. Tee up your arms and look away from your knees. And switch. Release that. Slowly come on up to your butt. And then back to standing. And we're going to move on to our chest. So first one for chest, we're just going to do a nice big open up. And then bring those hands together behind you. Push your chest forward. Now, if you have a piece of furniture that's low, or if you have a wall, you can do this standing like this. I'm going to get down onto a piece of furniture on my knees, and I'm just going to stretch out the top of my back, and this gets your chest too. Starting to get into your shoulders, which is our next step. Go ahead and release. On your knee, get on your knees, even if you were standing before, and put your hands on the small of your back, your low back, just above your hips. You're gonna let your hips come forward. Normally, you would never let your hips come forward like this, but if this really opens up your chest, you'll feel right here. Look up. And release. All right, time for the shoulders. Let's bring one arm across. And switch. Now, similarly, we're going to come behind your shoulder. So you're going to grab the opposite shoulder, grab with the opposite hand. Switch. Release. Come on down to your knees. I want you to loop one shoulder on the under the other one. Switch. And then, of course, child's pose is great for a lot of muscles, but also for the shoulders. So while we're here, let's sit back into child's pose. Really focus on getting your fingers out in front of you, your arms out in front of you, stretching those shoulders. Release, come onto your knees, and then we're going to come up and do a couple tricep stretches. So we'll put one arm up, bend, stretch out that tri. Switch. Release. Put your fingers together again. This time we're going to bend forward. Come on back up. And we'll do some forearm and wrist action. So first on the floor, I want you to put your fingers toward your body and put them on the floor and stretch out the forearm. And come on back up. Arm out in front of you. And the palm is facing towards me. Your fingers are down. And I want you to switch that hand. So now your fingers are up. You're going to pull back on them here. Switch hands, so down first. And now up. Now let's finish off with our neck. We're going to go down and up first. And stretch over to one side. So lean your head to one side. Gently press. Switch sides. Release. I want you to look one way and then use your hand to help pull it a little bit farther. Switch. We're supposed to be avoiding touching our faces, I know. So right after this, go wash those hands. Release. Let's do one deep breath in to finish us off. In, exhale. You are now stretched out from head to toe, or toe to head, depending on the way you want to think about it. I'll see you guys next time.